Retain gang, what's poppin', man? You know, it's something very relaxing about sitting out in nature, especially under a tree. For me, it just helps me to get my thoughts together, to gain insight and clarity with my next moves or my next decisions I need to make in life. And a lot of times we get discouraged because, let's just be honest, we're afraid. We get into a fear-like state because we don't know what the future holds. I want you guys to understand that everything is always going to be okay. Sometimes we get into our own way, right? With our limiting beliefs and our thoughts that actually create these realities that we're afraid of in the first place. You see, so we use our own free will against us. I want you guys to know that you signed a soul contract when you came down here. You feel me? You signed a soul contract. We're going to get into it, though. Before we start, I want to show my gratitude for everybody that's tapped into the channel right now. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and leave a comment. That way you can get a proper welcome. If you're a veteran, keep on showing love. If you want to support the channel or yourself, I have some courses available. I have a Retain Gang community you can join. I have a limited offer going on right now. We only have a few more days left. I only have so many spots that I'm taking, and the offer's going to be done, right? So go ahead and claim your spot now. There's a lot of perks available. Beautiful community to join. We do weekly live calls and discussions, man. So invest in yourself. I'll leave my links in my description and in my pinned comments. But you signed a soul contract when you came down here. And what that basically means is you saw your whole timeline and what you were going to deal with, what your mission was, right? You chose this before you came here. It's like a video game, right? You choose your character, you choose your mission, you choose the map. You already know what enemies you're going to face. You know what I'm saying? So you drop into that world in that video game and you already know what to do. But the catch is, when we get here, we lose our memories. So we don't remember what we came here to do. And that's a part of the game. And as we start to play the game, as we start to progress and level up, we start to piece together our memories until eventually you wake up and you start to realize who you are. All right? Everything's going to be okay, though. Living in fear is going to limit your power. Living in fear limits your power. You see, because the future don't exist. That's the trick. We're so caught up in the future, worrying about something that don't exist yet, and you don't even realize that you're using your power to create that reality, that future right now. The future is right now. Every second that you are speaking, living, breathing, right, you are creating your future. You're worrying about your bills that you got to pay next month. Next month don't exist. The only thing that exists right now. We need to start worrying about getting through today before you worry about tomorrow or a week from now. You got to get through today first. There's no way around that. That's facts. You got to get through this day right now before you can worry about anything else in the future. So with that knowledge and that understanding, all you can do is your best right now. Whatever you want to create, do it right now. Do your best right now. Live every day like it's your last. Okay? Because what you do today is setting you up for tomorrow. So a lot of times we're afraid of our future because we're not doing what we need to do today. You know, if you haven't been healing yourself, start healing yourself today. Start figuring out what's some things that you need to let go. Start figuring out where your fear is coming from. Start figuring out where your traumas are coming from. You know, trauma is very chaotic and it can disrupt a lot of things going on in our life. You know, it can disrupt your progress. It can actually hold you back. Okay? It can block your blessings. A lot of us, we don't have the lifestyle that we want. We're not living the life that we want right now is because our past. That's another thing too, your past. The funny thing is most people don't live in the present moment. Most people live either in the future or the past. You see a lot of folks that's depressed, or if you experience depression, that's because you're living in the past, right? Living with regrets, looking back on things you should have did, or looking back at your past and reminiscing on the good times to the point where you wish you were back in those days. All right? And that can hold you back as well. Because if you're always focused on how good your life was back then or how bad your life was back then, you can't truly create and live right now. The past is done with. It's nothing but a memory now. And all we can do is access that memory and learn from it, right? Try to decode it, try to put the pieces together and use that information in the present moment. You see? But these are all tools because when it's all said and done, you already knew what you was going to experience when you came down here. So this is why if you realize in your life, everything always works out, right? Think about it. No matter how bad the situation was, and the sun's starting to come out now. But think about it, right? Every situation you've been in your life that was bad, life or death, you thought you was never going to make it. You didn't know how you was going to pay your bills, whatever the case might be, right? And somehow, miraculously, you come out of that situation okay, everything works out. Why? Because it was already destined to happen. You see, some people call it fate, some people call it destiny, where they say it's God's will, where everything is already spoken into existence. Everything is already written how it's supposed to work out. And the reason why they say that is because you already chose your path when you came here. You already knew what was going to happen. You're just playing a character right now in a story. This is your movie. You see? So there's nothing to be worried about. And on top of that, you have guidance. You set yourself up with an army of guides and protectors to remind you who you are. To make sure that you're okay. You don't fall victim to the flesh. You don't fall victim to this illusion, this matrix, what we call it. A lot of us, we actually believe we're this body, we're this vehicle, and you're not. And you can believe it so much to the point where you lose yourself. You lose your mission, your path, your way. You don't know who you are. You know? So you're going to encounter people as well that's going to remind you who you are. Everything always happens in divine timing. Let me know in the comment section, have you ever met people at the right time? You know, at a time where you felt like all was lost. You felt like you couldn't find the answers, or you didn't know what the next step in your life was. And then all of a sudden you'll meet people, or you'll be put in situations where you get those answers. It happens to me all the time. Every time I feel like this is it, man, you know what? My protection is gone. My guidance is gone. My guidance is gone. They're not working with me no more. My protectors is gone. You know, they're not protecting me no more. I done used up all my get out of free jail cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not getting me out of this one, but they always come through. Why? Because it's you. You are you. You're special. You're very special. You got to know that for yourself, though. And I can understand why you wouldn't think you're special, because all our life we've been taught that we're not. You've been taught to be a bot. You've been taught to be, you know, that you're unworthy, that you have to rely on somebody else to save you. And all that limits your power. It puts you in a place of weakness, vulnerability. You know, you've always had the power. You've always been able to control your reality. You always had the things that you needed. And you always have access to get the things that you need. That's in your soul contract as well. As long as you're on your path and you're doing what you're supposed to do, or you're trying to align yourself to your path, everything is going to be provided for you. When you think you don't have enough resources, enough money, you're always going to get some random income out of nowhere that's going to get you through the month. You know what I'm saying? When you feel like you're in a situation that's got you emotionally drained, stressed out, you're going to get that second wind out of nowhere. You're going to get this burst of energy out of nowhere, right? The Most High doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. And also, I want you guys to know, if it gets to a point where you can't handle it, speak to your guides. Speak to the Most High and tell them, like, tone it down a little bit, right? I know you're trying to test me and help me to grow and evolve, because you got to understand, guys, this whole matrix, this whole plane is a test. It's like the hyperbolic chamber. You know, they go in the hyperbolic chamber for years, but it's only been a day in real time, 2 days in real time, but they go there to get stronger. This is what this is, right? In the heavens, in the cosmos, in the macrocosmic space, we've only been here a few days. This is why they say 1,000 years is like a day to the Most High, because it's the hyperbolic chamber. You feel me? So we're being tested to gain strength and evolve, right? So whenever you feel like things are getting too rough, you can ask the Most High to tone it down for you, just for a bit, you know? Sometimes you gotta do that. I gotta do that sometimes too. Like, look, these tests is getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to chill out a little bit, man, you know? Back to back to back to back. I need a break. And they'll give you a break, you know? You have the power though. But you gotta reassure yourself and be aware that you have it. If you're not aware that you have it, then it's not gonna work out for you. Because I'm starting to learn, the less you care, the more abundance you receive. The more the bullshit can't really affect you at all, right? How can something affect you if you don't care? It's when you invest your emotions and your energy into it, where it can latch on to you, and it can cause chaos and destruction in your life. But if I say, hey, you know what, I don't care. I know that my bills are going to be paid. I know that I'm going to have food on my table. I know that I'm going to be good. I know I'm protected. I know everything's going to work out in my favor. I just know it. It gives you a sense of freedom, a sense of calmness, a sense of joy, happiness. It's like a burden lifted off your shoulders, you know? I feel like we attach our energy to so many things that don't really do us no good at all. You know, it's just wasting energy. Like, why are we worried about all these things, man? You exist. That's enough. The fact that you exist right now is enough for you to know that everything's okay. All this other stuff is an illusion. It's not real. And once you realize it's not real, you understand you have power to receive anything that you want, anything that you need. You just got to make sure you're aligned with yourself. And that's the main theme of today, man, is align with your purpose, your path, your mission. Stay on it, all right? You might fall short a couple times, but follow through with your contract, because you signed that. And as long as you are following through with that contract, you have to receive what you need. You have to receive what's for you. It has to happen. The reason why we start to lose our way and we start to fall short in life is because we stray away from our path, our mission, our contract. And this is when we start to lose things. We stop receiving abundance. Things don't work out in our life. All right? I'm telling you right now, though, as long as you stay on that path, you're good. Learn to stop worrying about things. Learn to just be free and live and be curious like a child, right? I know people right now probably think I'm crazy right now because I got my shoes off. I'm sitting under a tree. You know what I'm saying? I got a camera in my face. But I'm in my childlike self, meaning I'm not childish, but my heart is light as a feather. I'm being true to my authentic self. I'm not looking for validation. I'm at peace, right? And when you live in your authentic truth like this, people tend to be afraid of you. Not because you're dangerous, but because you give off a confidence, a certain frequency that triggers people. People are triggered by authenticity because it makes them look at themselves and see them for who they really are. A lot of y'all don't know that you are mirrors to people, man. You're reflecting back who they are, and they can't stand that. But that's a whole nother topic. But don't be afraid to be yourself. Being yourself, that's what you have to offer. That's your unique gift you have to offer to the world, is being yourself. Because while you being yourself, you're going to create something beautiful in this life. You're going to help a lot of people that can only resonate with your energy. There's certain people that only resonate with you and what you have to bring, right? Nobody else can bring to this life what you can. They might be similar, but no one is exactly like you. And I want you to remember that. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't treat yourself like a bot, okay, or a sheep. You're not some number. You're not like everybody. You're unique, right? And you have to embrace your uniqueness. But see, everybody wants to be validated and cool and accepted. So that requires a sacrifice, though. That requires you to lose yourself, and you give away your gifts, all right? You give away your power. So everything is in your contract right now for you to be great, but you have to complete your mission. And you know what your mission is, keep doing what you're doing. Every experience that you're going through right now, or everything that you are facing in life is leading you to your purpose. It's putting the pieces together. You're finding the puzzle pieces, all right? So I know things might get tough, guys, and we feel like we want to give up, but do what you can today. That's all you can do. And just remember, the Most High always loves you. No matter how many mistakes you make, no matter if you're living good and making the right choices, no matter what choices you make, no matter what situation you're in, the Most High, the energy, the source, never changes stances. You're always loved unconditionally. Learn to love yourself unconditionally, right? And just know, be proud of yourself. Love yourself. Be happy. Find joy. This is a game. Learn to play the game, okay? Experience this while you're here, man. It's a beautiful thing. So with that being said, guys, I hope you can resonate with this video. I hope I can say something that you can take and apply to your life. If you need to speak with me one-on-one, I do one-on-one consultations, so I'll leave a link in my description and in my pinned comments. Check out the Retain Gang community and my courses. With that being said, you have a beautiful day, man.